notice to all requesting radio stations and the Kenosha News. The purpose of this meeting is to request to submit an application for Head Start funds for supplemental for nutrition and healthy eating, and views and comments. Please join me now in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Stacy, please roll call.
Miss Adams? I see she's on here.
Can you hear me?
Now I can. Thank you.
Present. Okay.
Mr. Bryan?
Here.
Mrs. Landry?
Here.
Mr. Tierney?
Here.
Miss Stevens? Mr. Price? Mrs. Motter?
Here. Okay, turn it over to Mrs. Lopez.
I'll actually get us started here real quick.
Thank you, Bill.
Yep, sure. So I just want to do a little rundown of how we got to having this special meeting here, and then Rhonda will cover, Mrs. Lopez will cover what we're actually asking for in the grant. So we learned about this on July 30th. It came out on the 29th that there was going to be this funding opportunity that was due on the 22nd of August. And it was careful to point out at that time that we would need district board approval and policy council approval to do that. And it was decided that the turnaround was just too fast to go for it. And so we weren't going to put in for it. Other people weren't going to put in for it. And so, and then they came back and said that, that we could get policy council and board approval later. And so Mrs. Lopez and the team decided to go for the grant. Well, later turned out being we need approval by the 5th of this month. So it actually came up very quickly. And so we did, Rhonda, correct me if I'm wrong on anything I'm saying here. We submitted the grant by the 22nd. But we need board approval and policy council approval. She's taking care of policy council approval, but we're asking for your approval to request this $24,500 today, so that we can get those minutes in showing that we have board approval by the 5th. Rhonda, did I get that right? If so, can you tell us about what we're requesting?
Yes, you did get that right. I also attended a webinar that they offered a few days after they put out the notice of the grant so that I could learn all the ins and outs of that grant. And that's where they made very careful note that we had to follow the usual protocol of having policy council and board approval before submitting, and that had to be submitted at the same time. So I did check with other districts and that have Head Start programs, and it was consensus that it was just it was impossible to get board approval at that too quick of a time. So that's why we decided not to write for this grant this time. But yes, everything is correct. So
that's why you originally decided not to write for it, but then they said they were going to give you a little more time. So we decided to go for it. Yep.
Initially, we were really excited about the opportunity. We feel like it's incredibly important, and it's a need that we have tried to fill in some other ways. So we were really excited and very disappointed about the quick turnaround. I've only been in Head Start in this position for 3 years. I've never seen them put out anything like this, and neither had any of the other more experienced directors either. It's a new thing.
Okay, so just tell us briefly, what are we asking for with the grant?
So we're asking for a one-time supplemental funding of $24,500 for our coming school year, this 25-26 school year. Our goal is to strengthen nutritional services and to promote lifelong healthy habits for our Head Start enrolled students. That's a big portion of Head Start. This project has got two areas. We're looking at ensuring equitable access to nutritious foods and expanding opportunities for daily physical activity. So we're looking at making sure that we can access some of the things that our food services already offer to us. So I have been concerned about what we are able to order for our students. They're shelf stable snacks, and those are ultra processed things. They do fall within the FDA nutritional recommendations, but they are still things like graham crackers and goldfish crackers and dried fruits. So our children don't, they eat those, but they eat those kinds of things all the time. So our teachers and parents have expressed that they would like to be able to offer things like fresh fruit, vegetables, cheese sticks, things with some protein. However, we don't currently have refrigeration that can accommodate that kind of food in most of our elementary schools. The refrigeration we have is full, and so we're unable to accommodate that. And for that reason, Head Start has always ordered shelf-stable snacks. This would offer us, we are looking at $6,000 to purchase some small energy-efficient refrigerators just for the purpose of holding that food and keeping it cold near to the classrooms. We did talk to all the principals involved, and they were all very much in favor of this, as were the parents. Sorry, that's my phone. As were the parents that we spoke to and asked about this. It went before Policy Council. They were thrilled about this. We also were able to ask for indoor exercise equipment. As you know, we are often indoors, and especially here at Chavez Learning Station, we have an antiquated cafeteria area that's very hard. And so we're looking to put in some soft surfaces so that our kids on those really cold days can have more sensory and appropriate activities that are safe in this space. Additionally, we can purchase some additional foods that they are not used to eating and maybe expand the palette. So we're looking at $3,500 to purchase some additional things that are a little bit outside of what we normally serve. Things like some different sorts of fruits and vegetables that they maybe have never experienced, and hopefully expand their palate so that they'll want to eat those types of food on their own. Right now, they have very limited palate. They usually only eat packaged foods. McDonald's is the common request. So we want to see that we can get them used to some different types of foods over time and maybe expand that palate. So this is what we're requesting right now. We've been told by other folks in Head Start that it could end up being a repetitive grant, but this would be a nice starting point, and it really fills a huge need that we, as you know, have very tight budget with and are not able to do any other way.
Question, Mr. Bryan, did you have a comment?
Yeah, I had a question. So thank you for pursuing this. I think this is a really awesome opportunity, and definitely something for us to look into. And you were just about to go there about reapplying and possibly securing additional funds in the future. My question was a little bit about the potential for sustainability beyond the additional grant funding period. I would guess to say that, based on the needs of the students that are being served by the Head Start program, food insecurity is a thing, given the backgrounds and stuff like that, and just the needs of the community in general. Is there a possibility that, maybe further rounds of additional funding or applications for other funds could be used for the purpose of continuing to secure those nutritious foods so they have those nutritious food sources in the future?
Right. No, I think the biggest issue is right now is that even if we have funding, which we do, we have funding set aside to purchase those nutritious snacks. If we have refrigeration, we can always order things through the food services. And ironically, these fresh options are less expensive per portion than the packaged shelf-stable things. So having options, kids should have more options. So some of the options I'm able to order for all of our Head Start programs are things like cheese sticks, boiled eggs, carrot sticks, celery sticks, broccoli with dips, hummus, yogurt, low sugar yogurts, and apple slices. There's just a ton of things we can order through them for the exact same funds that we're using right now to order shelf-stable foods. But without there being enough refrigeration, it would be a waste of money because they could.
Sure.
Yeah. So we are going to continue to look. Another piece that's really exciting is since we will have added refrigeration, we're working with local food banks that are asking us to apply to hold food distribution right here at Chavez. So
Nice.
we could become a food distribution center for the community, not just Head Start, but the whole community, say once a month, if we have the refrigeration area for it. So that's another piece that we wouldn't have to pay anything for, and that opens that door.
Right.
I'm sorry, Mr. Bryan, Mrs. Landry?
Hi, I'm just wondering if we can maybe get some partnerships with some of the grocery stores for some of these things. I don't know how you'd go about doing that, but have you guys looked into that at all to try to get some of these, now that you guys are going to have that refrigeration?
Yeah. I think that that's a great idea, Ms. Landry. I think that, in fact, this is a big, a heart project for myself, being a foster mother and knowing exactly how that limited palate affects kids for the lifetime. So we're working with a lot of agencies right now to try to expand this. What I just couldn't do is, even if I could get donations at different times or bring them in, I had nowhere to put them. So I couldn't accept them. Also, just trying to set aside enough money to buy some additional safe sensory exercise equipment for our kids who have growing sensory needs. They need that pressure. We just didn't have anything left over for that, especially putting money into things like our safety doors, our secured entrance, and those pieces. So I'm all about looking for more. I want more opportunities. I want to see us even grow with the farmers market. We are looking at having farmers market come to Chavez as well, and people can use their EBT stamps and their WIC at farmers markets. So they are willing to come and set up here at our site. That would be exciting, because we're in the middle of a food desert. That's a major problem. When you talk to my two foster sons now, who are they're permanent with us now, they will tell you all we ate came from the gas station, because that really is all they were able to get.
Mrs. Adams, you have your hand raised. Mrs. Adams?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted, I'm sure you know this already, but the health department requires not just like a home use refrigerator or cooler or freezer, but a commercial grade when you start serving, cold meals or so I would just check and make sure that, I know Unified has those, but just make sure that we're in compliance with the local Kenosha Health Department as we expand, the lunches and any other food products.
Yes, ma'am. So they used to have refrigerators at one point in Head Start, and even Head Start licensing, when we're looking at DCF licensing, they will come and check. We have to have additional thermometers inside of the refrigerators that check for the temperature. So that's in addition to the normal refrigerator. So we're aware of that. That's why we put quite a bit of money into each of those units. They're smaller units, but you're right. They have to be within the local regulation. We have to follow all those pieces.
Okay. Any more questions? Otherwise, this is an action item. We do need a motion.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you. Second motion has been made and seconded to approve. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Chair vote. Any opposed? Hearing none, chair votes aye. Motion passes. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. I'm just
Adrian?
so grateful to all of you for taking time for this. It means so much to us here at Head Start. It's incredibly, we're so grateful. I can't tell you how supported we feel. And we hope that you'll come over and see what we're doing. We really want to show off our program, and lights went out. And definitely have you guys be involved as much as possible. So you'll be sent the new performance standards books that have been printed for you. You are a part of Head Start as our school board. So I'm excited to have you all on this team.
Thank you. Now we have Mr. Keckler. Do we have a views and comments?
Madam President, the person that signed up has not requested entry or shown up yet.
Okay.
A link was sent to her.
Yep, she received an
Okay.
email at 1:30 this afternoon with the link and the instructions.
Okay, being it's 4:15, I'm going to say that they're not going to check in because they did have time. I don't want to, maybe they didn't realize what the meeting was about. Okay. So is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
I will do the honor of seconding this time.
Thank you. Thank you. Motion has been made and seconded to adjourn. Any opposed? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Chair votes aye. We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Go
for
Bears.
Taking time out of your.
Yeah, right.
No, not go Bears. Thank goodness we're adjourned, Bob.
Peace.
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you.